Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more My Next Life as a Villainess, continuing Razi's route. And we just got into chapter 5, I think it was, and it's like the truth about Razi, basically. So, like, ooh, anyway, they called him a lord before we blacked out, so, like, come on. Anyway, I can hear the steady churning of ocean waves. Ugh, my head's beating like a drum. Where am I? What was I even doing? Oh shit. I wake up and find myself in a small boat. Huh? What is this? At my side, I see Maria, Sophia, and Mary, all unconscious. Seeing them like that, I remember we were knocked out. That's right. Set's group. I try to get up, only to find Set, Frederick, and Ryle also there.
Awake already? That's sooner than I thought. Seems there are still longevity improvements to be made on this drug.
So where? Looking around me, the vinculum is nowhere in sight. Could it have sunk? It did explode and all. No, there's no way that huge ship could sink that easily. It must be fine. Word set, where are Razi and the others? Where were the fires extinguished on the vinculum?
Razi? I have no obligation to answer you. And regardless, it's no longer your concern.
Huh? He seems different. I thought he was a bit more mild-mannered during the party. I glance over at Ryle and Frederick, but they avert their eyes. Frederick is avoiding his eyes because he hates women, and Ryle is just like, oh, I feel so guilty. You know what, Ryle? Every other time you got away with it and we forgave you and everything, and now your poor wife's on that boat, you know. And there's no way you can fix this. You're going down. You know, I had high hopes for you, Ryle. You and Liliana, but like you just... Poor Liliana, what were you doing to her? Ugh, what's going on here? What Frederick said was true. He was trying to save us. Yeah, no. Oh, come on. Considering we were knocked out, I find that hard to believe. We're the only ones here. Seriously, what's going on? I'm surprised they didn't... Surprised they took all of you. And not just Maria. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't take anybody else, so what are they... Like...
Goodness. And things were proceeding so nicely. Who suspected that the Loyalists would interfere?
Loyalists? What are you talking about?
Oh, you haven't heard? That's unexpected. However, that does not mean I intend to kindly inform you.
I don't get what he's saying, but I don't like him. I hear Maria groan as she slowly opens her eyes. Katerina? Maria, I'm glad you're awake. Maria sits up, still not fully awake. Her hands shoot to her mouth when she sees the other two, still unconscious. Lady Sophia! Lady Mary! Are they all right?
Oh, so the light magic user is also awake. Well then, the drug has no notable side effects.
That looks at Maria and scoffs. I really don't like him now. Here's the thing. You got a bunch of non-magic users. The two of us that are awake can't do shit, but the other two can knock your asses off the boat with wind and then drown you with the water, is all I'm saying. And right now, I'm all for this. Sorry, Ryle. You're gonna have to go down with these little fuckwads. You crossed a line this time, Ryle, and we're gonna have to drown you. Are Lady Sophia and Lady Mary all right?
They'll awaken soon enough. Stay put until then.
He was practically licking her boots during the party. Compared to that, this obvious change in attitude leaves both of us confused. The phrase beautiful girl kidnapped crosses my mind. Maybe I'm just collateral damage? Mary, Sophia, and Maria are all beautiful girls. That would make perfect sense. I have to protect them! I love how it's not like, they're all beautiful women and he kidnapped them. I must be collateral damage because, what, we're a troll? Have you looked in the mirror? It's not, they kidnapped 3 pretty girls. It should be, they kidnapped 3 magic users. I'm collateral damage because I have no magic.
That's what you should be thinking.
Although I am confused why they took all of us, because they were really after Maria. So I take the rest of us. You know? Unless it's again to go with their plans of, oh, the ship was taken over by pirates. These were the only ones we could rescue. Yeah, but we're going to be like, yeah, but see, the thing is they drugged us, knocked us out, blew things, and I don't trust that they're doing the right thing here. You know what I mean? Because it's not like he's like, you were the only ones we could get off. I'm like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they're acting like assholes, and they're not even trying to cover up anything. So, like, if anyone finds us, it looks shady. You know what I mean? I try to glare at the men with as much hostility as I can in this cramped space, but Set just scoffs.
In any case, I advise that you behave yourself. There's nothing you can do on this tiny boat.
That's not true. I'll capsize this motherfucker. If we all drown, we all fucking drown. Ugh. As I continue to glare at Set, Maria glances around before turning to me with a frown. Is everyone on the ship safe? What's the thing? I don't know. They refuse to tell me anything about what happened to the vinculum. But Jordo and Alan are there, and they're part of the royal family. They should be fine. Right. I'm sure everyone will be okay. But Maria's expression doesn't change as she stares out into the vast sea. The vinculum is nowhere in sight. The pirate Silva called us his precious prey. Considering that, I hope he'd at least try to get us back. She's like, I really wish the pirates would come save us. What they were trying to do. My biggest concern is what happened right before I passed out. Is Rozzy alright? I remember Rozzy's voice desperately calling my name as I lost consciousness. With all the pirates there with Rozzy, I have to believe he'll be fine, but worry gnaws inside me. I think they were talking about putting out the fires first. Wait, considering the timing, doesn't that mean those explosives were set up by Set's bunch? Though flooded with questions and anxieties, without even knowing where the ship is, there's nothing we can do. I huddle closer to Maria and look at the ocean. Soon, I see something resembling an island, slowly growing bigger. Oh, good! Because that's Pirate Island. We'll be fine. We then land on this island. Wait, is this some deserted island? There's only wilderness as far as I can see, not a single sign of human life. What are they going to do? Sophia and Mary are still unconscious. Worried. We need them, because they're the real magic users.
Never hurts to prepare. Frederick!
Yes. Following Set's command, Frederick lifts up a bird cage. Alright. We had to know a bird cage. Huh. There was a bird cage? Okay, but like... See, my first thought was, we had to know there was gonna be a cage. But you couldn't have a cage big enough for 4 grown-ass women to fit into without us noticing that and on that tiny boat. So then I'm like, it might actually be a cage with actual birds. It can't be a human-sized bird cage. But that's exactly where my brain went, like, oh, I had to know there was going to be a cage somewhere in this fucker. Not surprised, somehow. As I stand, mouth agape, Frederick pulls a bird from the cage. Oh, that freaked out my bird. He was like, the fuck is that? That was not a bird, that's an owl. It's okay. It's just a birdie on TV. It's not a real birdie. I'm very sorry. Did he hear you? He gets excited too if I'm like on Instagram and there's any bird accounts that I turn them on and the birds are chirping and singing. He gets very excited. And he tries to he talks to or he'll run over and try to talk to the bird on the phone. It's so precious. You're so cute. Anyway.
Stay still.
Frederick ties a piece of paper to its leg and then releases it. Ooh, it's like an owl with pretty little tail feathers. Look at that. That's a Markamuba? What the fuck? That's a lot of vowels in weird places, isn't it? Anyway. Maria, you know what that bird is? Yes. When I was studying Quidian culture, I learned to use rare sea fowl as a means of overseas communication. Kind of look like an owl. Supposedly, they always fly to their bonded mate, wherever they are. Maybe they're using the... Markamuba? But that's a weird... Anyway. To contact the mainland. Thank goodness. Then at least that means we won't spend the rest of our lives on this island. Yeah, but you're prisoners. Seems like an uninhabited island, so we might be in survival mode for a while, but you know the Vinculum's gonna see that bird and know exactly where it came from. Maybe they're gonna intercept it. I hope they don't hurt it, though. Ugh. Where are we? Maybe because of the Markumba's whatever squawking. It's Markumuba? But that just doesn't flow off the tongue and it feels wrong and I don't like it. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's something I don't know. Anyway. Squawking. Mary and Sophia finally wake up. Please call it something else. Mary, Sophia, thank goodness you're okay.
So you finally awakened. In that case, follow us. Come on, get off.
What is wrong with you? How rude! We all look at each other, but decide to follow them anyway, since there's no way to escape if we just stay put. And so, our fight for survival begins. Or so I thought. Oh no, there's a thing, okay.
Hey, get in.
This is a hut? What an odd place for a building!
The Kingdom of Quid has placed numerous emergency huts like this on every island. Our nation thrives on trade, after all.
Weird that it's a hut on an island where there's also probably a pirate hideout. Maybe it's a different island. This is the one we ended up in the common route.
That's also the reason we're constantly harassed by those damn pirates. Who'd have thought they... Frederick? Excuse me.
What was he about to say there? I doubt he would answer me even if I asked, so I stow my curiosity. Never mind that. We have to think about what to do next. They can't be trusted. So you think so too, Mary. What do we do? Run away?
Ah! Only a fool would think of trying to run here. Besides, do you really think we'd let you?
You I worry about. I'm pretty sure we could take Set and fucking Ryle. Ugh, he hurt us. I mean, this tent is like, this hut is probably like maybe 10 by 10. Like, yeah, no, they ain't not. Where are you going for privacy?
Even if you manage to escape, this island is uninhabited. You have no way to call for rescue and no way to chart the waters.
That's true. Probably wouldn't make it in that boat.
You truly are detestable!
Frederick places his hand over his sword, threateningly. The four of us are placed together in the corner of the hut. Seeing us like that, Set smirks with satisfaction.
As long as you behave yourselves, we have no intention of treating you unkindly, so rest assured. You have something precious. No, something necessary for my grand ambition.
I'm sure it's Maria's magic, but that just sounds gross. Ambition? What's his goal? I don't entirely understand, but just the realization that he has no intention of releasing us to Sorcier puts me on guard. He brought us here by force after drugging us, so it can't be an upstanding goal. Their strange attitudes are curious, too. I need to think through this properly. Are we going to have a moment? I decide to hold a strategy meeting to consider my options, but she's like, I need to think through, so I was like, oh, when I said a moment, I was like, one of our things! Yes! Yes! Oh, wait, I need to scroll up and see. Okay. I know what the answer is, but I just wanted to see if we have to save, because usually you have to save around these, but...
I'd like to commence the strategy meeting.
The first thing to note is Set's attitude. Compared to before, he's far more dislikable.
I bet he's plotting something. But what could it be?
Well, I think he mentioned something about loyalists interfering on the ship.
Loyalists to the king? We're not talking about Jordo's father, King Stuart, but Quid's king, right?
Indeed, Set is the premier of Quid, so it's a safe assumption that he's referring to the king of Quid. Do you think Razi's the prince? They called Jordo Prince Jordo, and they called Razi Lord, but I'm just saying, like, obviously loyal to the king and whatever. Okay, but then I was just like, you think he's, like, actually... They'd recognize him, you'd think. So if loyalists are involved, that means Quid's king is trying to get in his way? Considering the flow of conversation, that is most likely it. Yeah, and Set's the one that we kind of figured that, but yeah. Trying to sell people, and the king's like, whoa, that's some fucked up shit. Nah, man. But what does he mean about interfering? The king and premier of Sorcier, Jordan and Nichol's fathers always worked together. And Quid the king and the premier are in opposition. Then which one's the bad guy? Obviously Set. Well, Set, probably. Just look at him. Right? Set definitely looks like a bad guy. And he acts like a bad guy, too. Then isn't this situation really bad? It's fine. I'm sure Rozzy and the pirates will come help soon. It's just kind of funny because, like, I'm on Happy Katarina's side, but also it's just so funny. It's like, I'm sure the pirates will come for us. It's like the weirdest thing to say. She also has Maria with her. Maria's light magic may provide an opportunity to signal the pirates when they arrive. But what if colluding with the pirates triggers Katarina's doom flag? Right? The Fandisk Katarina was friends with the pirates, so ours might end up the same way. We gotta find a way to escape without joining the pirates.
Then in that case...
One vote to trust in Rozzy and wait. One vote to escape by ourselves. I mean, obviously, we know what the right answer is. I didn't have to look at the guide for this one, even though I already knew what the answer was, because I didn't know if we had to save. But one vote to trust in Rozzy and wait. We were always going to trust our love interest.
Are we all in favor of placing our trust in Rozzy and waiting?
Aye! Alright, that should... Wait, did that really solve anything? Shh, yes. Hey, Katarina, are you alright? With my strategy meeting done, I turn around to find the girls all staring at me. Worry not, Lady Katarina. I will protect you! In contrast to her words, their faces are creased with worry. Seeing the three of them like that, I renew my resolve to be the one protecting them. But Frederick keeps us under close watch, so there's nothing much we can do. In the end, night falls without avail. After eating a simple meal of rations, the girls and I lie down together. We only have simple, rough clothes as bedding, but despite the discomfort, I'm sleepy. I'm not proud to admit it, but I can sleep anywhere. The moment I settle down, the drowsiness overcomes me. Well, to be fair, you had a stressful day, so... I know we need to think about what comes next, but I immediately fall asleep. In my dream, I'm Atsu once more. Hey, maybe I can get some good info about this pinch I'm in right now. I look down at the desk, and at that very moment, Atsu begins flipping through the magazine. Ew, this Fandisk sure is tough. I hope there's some information in the magazine. There it is! There's info on the Fandisk! Let's see. I desperately try to gather as much as I can. I look for anything relevant to Quid, the Premier, or the King. Oh, nothing about them. But there is a little print of Set's face. Then Atsu turns from the magazine to the TV. Fandisk plays on the screen. I hear a familiar voice from the speakers. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I love real Silva, but game Silva is pretty fucking snazzy. Look at his sexy fucking coat. Look at this shit. The jazzy eye bat. Like, they just jazzed him up a little. I'm just saying.
The ship's been overtaken by us, the Sangrid pirates. Anyone who moves dies.
Is this the scene where Silva attacks? Wait, Sangrid pirates? Didn't he say a different name? Not to mention, the Silva on screen is a wicked smile I've never seen before. No, that looks exactly like our Silva. Well, minus the clothes, but this Silva's different from the Silva I know. The tone of his voice sends a chill down my spine. No! Let me go! Hey, Maria was captured by the pirates. Come on, romanceable characters! Go on and help her!
Our powers combined, we create one awesome man harem to rescue the princess.
Sure. I hope that a character with a high affection level will appear, but Set's sprite flashes on the screen instead. I like Set's game version is exactly the same in his quote unquote real world. Like, so funny. To be fair, everybody else's is the same too, except for Silva. Like, but it's because game Silva and real Silva are different, but.
Damn you, I've come so far. At this rate, my entire plan would be ruined. If it has come to this. Gah!
Lord Set! Huh? Did he just get shot?
I told you anyone who moved wouldn't be moving for long. Men, tie him up.
Yes, sir.
Right, right. This guy doesn't really exist either.
What? You scum! Fight me like men!
Fight me like men? Oh. Fight me like men. That's the weird... Fight me like a man, maybe, but like... Fight me like men. Is that why you hate women, Frederick? All you just really wanted was a nice sword fight, wink wink, with a sexy pirate. You know what I mean?
Do you have no honor ganging up like this?
Come on now, you really expected pirates to fight fair? There are no rules on the high seas. Here, the way we do things is law. See you later, soldier.
Ah!
Supposed to be Maria screaming, but oh no! Frederick too? But Silva shouldn't be such a cruel character. What the heck's up with this fan disc? The game screen says Rear Admiral Frederick and Premier Set have been murdered by the pirates, which would be good for us.
Huddle up and stay still if you don't want to be next.
Ah! Silva shoots anyone who tries to run. Maria, restrained by a pirate, watches the massacre, unable to comprehend it, and yet she's gonna fall in love with Silva because Silva's a romanceable character in the fan disc. So, like, I don't know, I don't think that seems right for Maria. This is too cruel!
Everyone, please escape this way. Take the emergency lifeboat.
Hey, that engineer's voice! Isn't that Rozzy? As I peer to get a better look, I hear the sound of a flintlock cocking, sorry. Uh-oh.
Uh-huh. You're not gonna free the passengers. Oh, sorry. You're not gonna free the passengers. I'll have you die right here.
What? Rozzy too? How can this... Yeah, but do you realize that the game's all reversed? My dream shocks me awake. My head's still spinning. What was that dream? Why was Silva killing so many people? And that engineer NPC really was Rozzy. I thought it'd be better to be an NPC than a villain with doom flags, but I forgot how disposable NPCs are. If you're an NPC, Maria doesn't even scream when you die. What a slipshod way to go. Wait, that's not the point here. In the dream, Silva killed Set and Frederick. And in the game, Katarina's working with that evil Silva. Wait, that means that in the game, Silva and Rozzy aren't friends. But in reality, they seem to be really close. They speak their minds without reserve. They act almost like brothers. I can't believe that Silva would kill Rozzy. Besides, the Silva I know doesn't seem the type to kill people so ruthlessly. Yeah, that was definitely just a dream. I mean, this should tell you that the fan disc and the way this is going are totally different. Plus, in that, yes, Frederick and Set got murdered, but it sounded like, well, aside from, oh, you're ruining my plans. We don't really know that they weren't evil in the fan disc, but, you know, we know that they are now. I decided it's better to go back to sleep instead of thinking about it any longer. But that dream was so startling, I'm now wide awake. I can't sleep. I try my best, but ultimately give up and get up. It should be okay to get some fresh air outside, right? At my side, I see that Sophia, Maria, and Mary are all sleeping soundly. I quietly stand up, trying not to wake them as I head to the exit. Ted and Ryle are also sleeping nearby, so I try to sneak by without alerting them, but...
Where do you think you're going?
Right as I get to the exit, a sword blocks my path. Ugh, someone was awake. Seems like Frederick's keeping watch. Glares at me from his seat by the entrance. Well, I suddenly woke up, so I wanted to get some fresh air. Sir Frederick, aren't you going to sleep? I try to play dumb, and he scoffs, irritated.
I'm on watch. Of course I'm not sleeping.
Huh? We're doing this all night?
That's what's expected of me. Now go back to where you were. Voice disgusts me.
Ouch. That's cold.
Well, you don't have to be here listening to me read all of this if my voice disgusts you, you little bitch.
You're just mean. Seriously, put some glasses on when you say this shit to me. It'll be so much easier. He's so hostile. I guess they do say he's a woman hater. I remember him pushing away the ladies that surrounded him at the party. But in the dream I just saw, he was murdered by Silva. I mean, that's the best we could hope for. Because of that, all I feel is relief that he's alive. Odd, but I don't feel offended at all. Right. With set asleep, I might be able to squeeze some info out of Frederick. Maybe I should keep trying to talk to him. Yeah, he's the kind that would probably tell you everything just to shut you up. He just gets so annoyed that he would just, like let it all out, you know? Why do you hate women so much?
Women can never read the room. I detest how clamorous they become. There's nothing good about them.
I mean, we know why.
Stepsister and stepmother.
He had multiple stepsisters, but whatever. He's basically Cinderella with a bitchy attitude. See, Cinderella made the best of her situation, and you're just a whiny little bitch.
My stepsister and stepmother always look down on me. Just remembering their faces makes me burn with rage.
Wow, seems like it runs deep. I'm gonna guess we go into our memory scenario, the day I chose my life. What it's called, yeah. Okay, so we're Frederick. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Anyway,
I never knew my birth mother. She passed when I was still a baby. After that, my stepmother, or rather my father's new wife, took control of the Erson family. If only he chose someone decent. Unfortunately, his new wife was nothing but cruel. My childhood was a living hell. Stepmother and stepsisters harassed me every day. No matter how I begged my father, he was too timid to reprimand them. Frederick, you're the older brother. Be generous and tolerate their adorable childish behavior.
Adorable childish behavior, maybe for actual, children, but not for a grown-ass woman that you married.
Adorable? Childish? Does he even understand how awful they are to me?
And especially if they're 6, maybe.
Adorable and childish.
There are lines. Okay. But clearly they're not being adorable and childish. Childish could be a good or a bad thing. But adorable, if I was like, oh, they're just being adorable and childish. Not when it's a teenager bullying a child. I don't know how old his stepsister is. But the mother?
Soon I'd given up on my father. He never believed a word I said. No one would save me from my new mother and sisters.
Yeah, there were multiple, okay.
Continued to yell at and abuse me just for fun. Yet as the oldest son, I was regarded as the family's heir until I was 10. For that reason alone, I was tolerated.
Oh, right, didn't she give birth? Yeah.
When my stepmother gave birth to a boy, my position as the heir was stripped away. I was disinherited and cast aside. The Erson family had no need of me.
I do feel bad for him, and I do feel like we could fix him.
We could fix him! You know what I mean? The evil stepmother has seduced and corrupted my father. My stepsisters who only knew how to look down on others. Women in this world were all appearances and completely rotten on the inside.
And that would have absolutely been evil Katarina, but we're nice Katarina, so we can totally fucking fix him. This is the absolute trash character that we need in these games, and we're like, you can, in real life, you gotta fix yourself. Go to therapy, buddy. What the fuck? But in Otome games, we could totally fix him with the power of our love. Absolutely.
The thought hardened into a cruel truth. At least I was fortunate enough to enter boarding school before my stepbrother came. I was happy to be away from my family, but they refused to move me into the dormitory. I had to commute from home. The reason was simple. These ugly women needed someone to abuse for entertainment.
I'm just really sad about all the abuse he suffered, but I'm just, God, I don't want you to go into any more detail because I can only imagine, and I don't want to make it worse.
They were far too sadistic to be satisfied mocking the servants. It seemed I was the best option. Thus, even after entering boarding school, my life at home was unchanged. Every day I would return to their jeers and insults. Eventually, I started to think that my life was meaningless. The point of taking classes and learning. Will this make my life any better? And if I were to graduate, the only future waiting for me was one being used and robbed by those odious women. The moment I realized that, I began to think studying hard was utterly pointless. Started skipping classes. Knew the teachers were worried about me, but I couldn't care less. None of this would give me a future. Wouldn't give me someone who understands. Teachers could never save me from this awful situation. I skipped classes and wandered the school instead. And I couldn't just disregard the teachers' worries. I knew they were only concerned for their own positions. But it was difficult to ignore people who showed me care.
He's got a little bit of a heart in there. They're only caring about themselves, but I mean, they're also being nice to me, so like maybe.
If only there was someone who cared about me. Please. Anybody. Please give me a place to belong. Give me a reason to live. That's all I need.
This is just like, he's such a douche, but then you get into this and more, and you're like, hey, but you know what? And then he starts getting sad, and you're like, look at this poor sad thing. We can fix him.
My mind grew hazy and my body slowed. Such was my life, gloomy and depressing. One day everything changed. Skipping classes and childish rebellion as usual. Damn it. Every last one of them is kicking trash at random in the schoolyard to vent my anger when someone approached me from behind. Another one. Yeah, I know. You're gonna scold me. Turn around expecting to find a teacher, but to my surprise, instead stood a man every citizen in Quid knew. Premier Set Norden. That's how I met His Excellency. I heard at the time His Excellency was there to inspect the House of Lords. Such an important man to find me slacking off. Face went pale. If you reported this to the school, I could have easily been expelled. And then I would have no choice but to spend the rest of my life as the target of those women's abuse. I started to tremble with fear at the thought of having no place to go. It made me realize just how powerless I was. I lost all hope in myself. Damn it! If only I had power! Still, I couldn't stop my trembling. Perhaps His Excellency noticed this and realized something was wrong. He spoke to me. Young man, what's your name? Frederick Emerson. Knowing why he asked, I answered his questions unthinkingly. Couldn't understand what he might have wanted. Told him why I skipped class and why I was raging about. As I answered bit by bit, I soon found myself unable to stop confiding in him. I told His Excellency everything. The story of my family, my shame, everything I had never told anyone before. Everything I never could tell a soul. The first time I spoke those words. I see. Pains me to hear that. It must have been difficult. Finished my story, His Excellency spoke those words and smiled. I was in awe. Kindly listened to my whole story and hadn't ignored me. Then he smiled. I understand you, young man. Your grief, your humiliation. I know those feelings well. And empathized with me. All of this was new to me. First person to understand my pain. I was stunned. First person to understand was the Premier himself. I stood staring up at him. When I said nothing, His Excellency spoke to me again. Tell me, Frederick Emerson, do you wish to take revenge upon your family? His words reached deep inside me. Driven, I nodded forcefully. I do. I see. In that case, why don't you come work for me and focus your efforts upon avenging your past insults?
Yeah, I mean, right from the very beginning, Set's always been trash, huh?
My life there unchanged dramatically. Ever since, I've devoted my whole self to His Excellency, the man who accepted me. Though I preferred desk work, I chose the path of a soldier, as His Excellency wanted a reliable comrade in the Navy. And in order to meet his expectations, I quickly gained the title of Rear Admiral. Will live for the person who needs me. No one will deny my way of life. My lord intends to head down a path of doom. I'll simply cut down the obstacles before him. Nothing more. Even if he's to sacrifice me in the end, I've already decided to devote my life to this man.
We might not be able to fix Frederick because he might be a little gayer than we expect, but I don't know. Wow. Seems like it runs deep. It's only a moment before the heated anger vanishes into a cold glow.
To me, it will make them regret degenerating me.
Or denigrating me. Wow. Can't read. That reminds me of how ruthlessly he attacked Rozzy and the pirates on the Vinculum, and it gives me goosebumps.
Now, get back inside. I don't even want to hear a woman's voice.
Right. Continues to glare at me as I hobble back to where I was to lie down again. That was scary. I don't really get it, but it seemed like he started to hate women because his stepsisters and mother mistreated him. I know he has his own circumstances, but I still think his attitude is bad. Wonder if he has that attitude in the fan disc too. Maybe he softens up after meeting a heroine like Maria. See, even Katarina's like, we could fix him. We've all played these games too much, and we're like, we can fix him. Maria's a super heroine. She's so wonderful that even I would want her as my wife. Now that I think about it, Frederick's woman-hating personality makes him seem like a potential romanceable character. See? Absolutely! Natsu thinks that Silva's the secret romanceable character, but it's possible that Frederick is one too. In any case, I close my eyes, hoping to dream of the fan disc again. Oh, now that's interesting, though, because, Silva's the secret romanceable character, although it does say something in the fan disc about, like, your love stolen away by a pirate? You know what I mean? So it makes it seem like, and that in the game, Silva would be the romanceable character. And we think that too because, okay, Silva is a romanceable character in this game. Or quote-unquote, the real world that we're living in. Okay? And we've romanced all the other people that were romanceable characters in the Fortune Lover game. But Rozzy's an NPC because he only exists for Katarina, if you think about it. He never met Maria. Maria has nothing to do with him. But in the fan disc, Frederick could be a romanceable character because Silva's so evil. Why, after murdering a bunch of people, would Maria fall in love with him? You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. That's not that far-fetched that maybe the secret romanceable character in the fan disc isn't the same as the romanceable characters that we have in a quote-unquote our real version here. Because we see Rozzy's an exception, so maybe Silva's an exception too, because real world Silva, it's really weird to say that, but I can't say Game Silva because Game Silva is in the Atsu fan disc, and real world is Katarina's reality, right? So the quote-unquote real world Silva is actually nice and not the douche that he is in the fan disc. So it's possible Silva actually isn't a romanceable character in the fan disc. I mean, they've never confirmed one way or the other, so that's really interesting. They lead you down the path to believe that, but not necessarily true. Huh. Interesting thought. I somehow succeed in falling back asleep. I guess we didn't dream again. The next morning, we receive what appears to be canned soup and biscuits for breakfast. This is an odd piece of food. Yeah, I've never had this before. It's not that great, but we can't be picky in this situation. I glance out the windows as I chew through the biscuits. Frederick and Ryle are standing outside the hut. The two of them finished their food quickly and went outside. They seem to be watching for something. Meanwhile, Set's making something by himself in the corner of the hut. What are you doing?
It's none of your concern.
As detestable as ever. Right, but I wonder what that incense-looking thing is. Set takes out a thick stick of what looks like incense and lights it. Sweet fragrance emanates from its smoke. I've smelled this somewhere before. It's the sachet things to keep them powerless. Oh, this is like the smell of the sachet in my original cabin on the Vinculum. You're right. I heard those sachets were prepared by Marquis Werder. And this is another of Marquis Werder's new products?
Huh, what foolishness are you blathering about? I'm the one who made the sachets.
Huh? Lord Set, you did? That's unexpected. Who could have guessed that this old grandpa was designing sachets that appealed to noble ladies? It was an impressive blend. Marky Werder took credit for it because he has different products and things like that, and it wouldn't be out of place for him to have created them. But Set creating them because they block magic users from using magic is shady and underhanded, and it seems weird, and people would question it. You know?
Why do you look so surprised? What do you take my nation for? Ours is a nation of inventions. Many youth seek to be inventors or the craftsmen and researchers they work with. In my youth,
Set trails off mid-sentence. He shakes his head as though driving away some memory.
it's all in the past now.
I was hoping to hear more. Shame he stopped talking, but the scent filling the air is wonderful.
Anyway, this smell is great. Makes me feel like I'm in the middle of a flower patch.
Oh wait, did I say that or did he say that? Oh, it's me. Anyway, the smell is great. It makes me feel like I'm in the middle of a flower patch. That was me, not him. Okay. Set stares at me with absent-minded shock. What's with him? I look at him blankly, and Set's expression becomes bitter as he looks away.
You don't resemble her at all.
Resemble? Are you saying that Lady Katerina looks like someone?
Of course not. Someone else once said the same thing before. Nothing more. She said that she likes the clematis flower, so I merely recreated the fragrance with...
Face hardening, Set quiets his words and turns back to his work. Were you in love with our mom? That's weird. I wonder who he's talking about. Because he's like, you don't look anything like her. The only person I would look like or that you would expect me to look like is my mother. Or grandma. Still feeling curious, I sniffed the scent again. I wonder if he... Why would he have been with... Why would Rozzy have been with Set at the palace? And Set would have recognized him. Maybe not, because Set probably wouldn't look engineers in the face. You know, so he might not have recognized Rozzy, but... And Rozzy might have stayed out of view. But, like, the only thing I could think of is Set, like, might have... But then, like... No, I don't know. You know, well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, still feeling curious, I sniffed the scent again. It does smell nice, but... I think you only need to make the fragrance fainter, like sachets on the ship. Isn't the smell a bit too strong? Although I like the smell, it's so overwhelming, it's almost choking. You're right, it's a little strong.
Huh, so what if it is? There's no reason for me to adhere to your suppositions.
Well, that's true, but when this old Gramps talks like a villain, I really just don't want to agree with him. It's such a wonderful creation, it seems like a waste. And with that, I take another deep breath of the incense. I open my eyes and find myself in the vinculum. Huh? Why am I here? You could just if you weren't paying attention, like her vision got like the background got a little wobbly, even because like that's what it does to magic users. So even her, even though she has very limited magic, that's how strong the scent is. And now we're on the vinculum, but there's a black haze around us. Interesting. Could it be that going to the deserted island with Set was all a dream? I look down at my feet and realize that I'm floating in the air. Huh, what's this? Is this a dream? Out-of-body experience? Stunned at the scene, a pirate passes right in front of me.
Captain, I thought I'd seen this guy before, and guess what?
This guy? Hey, it's Rozzy? The pirate underling's holding Rozzy, who bleeds from a gunshot wound. Oh, so this is in the fan disc. Set, Frederick, and Ryle lie on the ground nearby. That means this is a dream. It's a continuation of the fan disc? But I'm not Natsu's body. For some reason, I'm actually in the game. I don't know what this means, but seeing Rozzy bleed like that is no laughing matter. Rozzy, are you alright? I try to call out to him, but nothing comes. Seeing Rozzy's lifeless body makes the blood drain from my face. This is where we're going to find out who Rozzy is. How did this happen?
What the hell is that? Out of my way!
Silva steps on Set's body as he approaches Rozzy. He roughly grabs Rozzy's hair and lifts him up before laughing aloud.
You serious? I thought he was just some engineer, but who would have thought he'd be hiding here? I never thought I'd see that damn aristocrat again. Isn't that right, Roz?
And when we wake up. I wake up with a splitting headache. And we're gonna call him Rosian or whatever, and we're gonna be like, what? Like, we haven't caught that before. That damn aristocrat. But they called him Lord Rosian before we fucking blacked out and they kidnapped us. I mean, again, it's not a shock. It's a shock that it's like revealing it in the game, but then again, maybe that's just it's not being revealed really in the fan disc. It's her just piecing it together from what she remembers. And the best way to do that in her quote unquote dreams is I don't know why I'm saying quote unquote dreams, but in her dream is through the fan disc, dreaming about the fan disc. Huh? What? What is this headache? That dream just now. I want to process what I just saw, but with this splitting headache, it's hard to form coherent thoughts. Actually, when did I fall asleep? I remember smelling something nice, but then. Katerina, are you alright? You've been asleep since yesterday evening. Nothing I tried could wake you up. Huh? Already morning? Yes. I'm glad you're awake again, and now we've been stuck here for 2 whole fucking days. Maria's smile brims with relief, but her face looks a little whiter than usual. Maria, are you okay? You look pale. I'll be fine. Maria smiles weakly. She definitely does not look fine to me. Worried, I take her hand. It's as cold as ice. The stress of being here must be getting to her. Come on, put pieces together. You're not idiots. It only makes sense. We're stuck in a place like this. Of course she'd feel sick. We've been kidnapped, and we have no idea if the others are safe. Maria's a compassionate girl. Of course it would bother her. Lady Katerina, are you feeling unwell? I do have a little headache, but hey, Mary, Sophia, you're both so pale. I'm fine. Sophia shakes her head, but she and Mary are white as ghosts. The worry is getting to them, too. Girl, put the fucking pieces together. None of you are this stupid. I mean, I get you're really, nauseous and whatever from the drugs, so, yeah. Still, I thought I was tougher than this. I can sleep even on hard floors, and I'm still eating properly. Considering this terrible headache, the situation might be getting to me more than I thought. I even dreamt about Rosie getting shot. I don't know how the real Rosie is, so I can't help but shiver after that nightmare. Rosie and the others are safe, right? Jordo, Keith, Alan, and Nickel? I still don't understand how that explosion occurred, nor why we're with Set's group right now. The smell is also gone. Sachet-like fragrance felt overpowering at first, but maybe because my nose has gotten used to it, I don't smell it anymore. Ugh, my head hurts. Feeling ill and helpless, we huddle together and hold hands. Actually, Lord Set and the others seem to be gone. I think it might be our chance to escape, but Mary shakes her head. Sadly, they've only gone a short way outside. Huh? Outside? I peep out the window, and just as Mary said, Set is there. But wait, why is he setting up a tent outside? Could it be that the men are trying to be considerate of us and sleeping outside? No, they don't want to get sick. No, I highly doubt these guys would be as kind as that.
Lord Set, there's a ship approaching.
I hear a snippet of conversation from outside and lean closer to the window. Ship? Could it be the Vinculum?
The outline of the ship is too small, so I doubt it's the Vinculum.
Oh, it isn't.
What flag did it bear? None was raised. I couldn't confirm. So we cannot discern their allegiance. Well, it's unlikely Rigardwell would be so quick to respond. Must be from the others.
Rigardwell? The others? I have no idea what they're talking about. Yeah. Sophia and Maria are just as confused. I then notice Set turn toward the hut.
Considering the way they acted yesterday, it seems they're yet unaware of the situation. We may yet negotiate a positive outcome.
Perhaps. However...
They're but 16-year-old children. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, Marquis? There's nowhere to run in this small island. If we do, we'll be caught. We've no choice but to go and greet that ship.
Understood, Your Excellency. So what is going on? I can't let them find out we're eavesdropping, but internally I'm screaming. I don't understand a thing they're saying. You're coming this way. Let us away from the window. Let us away from the window. Oh, fucking you oldie times. Yeah, right. Sophia urges me to move away from the windowsill and sit down. After a stomping of footsteps outside, the door opens.
Stand up. We're going to the shore.
Huh? The shore?
Hurry it up.
Ugh, my head hurts. I force my tired body up and head outside as Frederick demands. I'd make him fucking carry me on piggyback. Breathing the fresh air, I feel a little better, but the headache won't subside. The other three are obviously not doing well. Is everyone all right? Whisper to them, and Maria nods despite her pallid complexion. Yes, I'm a little dizzy, but I'll protect you, Lady Katerina. Me too. Even if I feel ill, I won't let them get the better of me. Same here. I don't know what that ship is, but I'm ready to use my wind magic to create an opening for us to escape. All three of them still look kind of sick. And I have this throbbing headache, too. Can't help but worry about what comes next as we follow Frederick and the others. Oh, it's going to be a pirate ship. Pirates to the rescue. There's going to be fighting and... it'll be great. With the heavy strides, we arrive at the beach. An unfamiliar ship is anchored in the shallows, but standing before it are familiar faces. Woo!
Katerina!
Rozzy, and Jordo and the pirates, too. Run up to Rozzy, escape now, call everyone, say, oh no, this is usually, like, the last choice. But we're only in chapter 5, aren't there 8 chapters? Or 6 or something, I don't know. Anyway, run up to Rozzy. I want to run up to Rozzy, goddammit. But this is our second save file, so this is probably where we get our good ending, our bad ending, and our I die ending. Maybe run up to Rozzy is where we die. I want to run up to Rozzy. I hope that's the... yeah, hell yeah! The moment I see Rozzy, relief takes over me. I run straight for him, leap into his arm. Rozzy!
Katerina!
My head suddenly sears in pain, causing me to halt in my tracks. In that moment, Frederick moves between us, blocking our paths.
What did you do to Katerina and the others? Depending on your answer, I'll show you no mercy.
Yeah, we have the numbers here. Cease your futile resistance and submit. It's for your own good. Daring to steal away my prey, it seems you're just asking to become my next target.
That's rich coming from you. Did you really think we wouldn't realize your true identity?
True identity?
You, the one attempting to rescue this woman. Your name was Rozian, yes?
That points directly at Rozzy. Rozian? Strangely enough, the name does sound familiar. They've said it 6 times before. One of the pirates called him that as I passed out on the vinculum. Oh, you missed the Lord part. And he spoke with an oddly respectful tone. A pirate did. What's up with that? She missed the Lord part?
Between the hairstyle and the hat, I couldn't get a good look at your face. Rozian Lindgren.
Oh, Lindgren. Oh! That's why he went with Rozzy Lindgren. Oh, that's cute. He just chopped off the end of his last name.
If you were pulling the strings, then everything makes perfect sense.
I'm sorry. We not only took off our hat, we flooped our hair back into a fit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you just... Sir! It's like the hat and the hairstyle. I'm like, what does his hair look different when he's all dressed up as a lord? And I did not think they were actually going to change his hairstyle. Listen. Listen. Rozzy with his floppy hair is hot as shit. Rozzy with his, like, swooped up lord hair is somehow hotter. I'm not begrudging either way, because we're gonna mess that hair up later, I'm just telling you. But, like, god damn, did you just get sexier doing that? How? I need like an hour. What? You need to stop it, sir. God damn it. And then look at his serious face is beautiful. Oh my god. I cannot wait to see you in your lord attire, because I'm literally gonna swoon and die. Please tell me it involves a top hat and a monocle. Rozzy takes off his hat and brushes his hand through his hair. He then looks straight back at Set and nods.
That's correct, Premier. I'm Rozian Lindgren.
Lindgren?
Marina, I'm sorry for keeping it from you.
God, he's so adorable. Oh my god, I love it. Why is he apologizing? I blink in confusion while Set scoffs in irritation.
Huh, so you admit it! Take a look, Prince Jordo. He's conspired with pirates to attack my vinculum. The House of Lindgren, rank of Duke, and one of the leading royal loyalist families, has conspired with pirates to stain my good name.
Huh? Duke? Rozzy is? Oh my god, and then this version of the sprite with the hair back is even better. Jesus! Stop it! I like how they changed his name now. It's not Rozzy Lind, it's Rozian Lindgren. I look nervously at Rozzy, who says nothing, continuing to stare at Set in silence. Indifferent to my confusion, Set carries swiftly on with his accusations. Yeah, but wait. Just wait.
The enterprise of the vinculum is one of great value to the kingdom of Quid. Its failure falls hardest upon my own shoulders. This is exactly what the loyalists of the kingdom of Quid desired. Prince Jordo, you must be aware of our situation. The country is divided between loyalists and supporters of the Premier. Naturally, I detest this madness. I did all in my power to avoid engaging in it, but it appears the king is not satisfied with that. That is why, Prince Jordo, you must make public their evil deeds. Let us together reprimand them and the King of Quid.
Set takes a step forward and holds out his hand. However, Jordo only returns a disgusted glare. Do you not think that Rozzy would have told them everything? I didn't expect to hear such prattle from my dear fiancé's kidnapper.
Kidnapper, you say? This is but a simple misunderstanding. I simply sought to protect a precious light magic user from...
The misunderstanding is yours. I've already heard all I need to know from them. Including those inconvenient facts you hide.
Whatever do you mean?
You gathered the nobles of Sorcier together and attempted to sink the ship so they'd go missing. I mean to say that you're behind all of this. Kidnapping, exploding, and sinking us? Wait, really? It's such a shocking story that I can't help but turn to look at Set.
You're the prince of an entire nation, yet you'd put your faith in a pirate.
Look at his adorable little face. I love it.
You say the strangest things, Premier. Did you not yourself confirm that I am, in fact, Rosian Lindgren, and not some simple pirate? And what pirates do you speak of anyway? All I see are the House of Lindgren's private troops. I said pirate troops, but I meant private. Lindgren's private troops. There are no pirates here.
What? You heard him.
Damn you! In that case, Frederick, do it!
Silva! I know.
Okay, so what I'm getting is when we marry Rozzy, right, and we go live, and we're now a duchess, we also have a not pirate, not at all. Silva is our... Yeah? This is like a package deal? Because I'm into that! I like that! I mean, don't get me wrong, I still feel like whether we marry Alan or Jordo, we should get the other on the side. Like, we should get the package deal of the brothers. Technically, it's like a group deal. It's like a fucking Groupon over here, because if we marry Jordo, Alan's in love with us, so we get our boyfriend on the side, and Mary's married to him, but she doesn't want anything to do with him, and we've got our girlfriend on the side. So this is like a big ol' whatever, a little triangle. It's not even a throuple, it's a quadruple. I don't even know what you call that, but it's a polycule, I guess. So there you go. So that's awesome. You know? And, I mean, with Keith and with Nickel, it's just one boyfriend. But I'm down for this. I can't wait to be a duchess and have a sexy, not exactly pirate, like, manservant on the side. Like, hot. Here for this. That's everything that's my man harem right there. I love this. Yay! Frederick reaches for Maria, possibly to take her as a hostage. Maria! I don't even have time to react. In a flash, Silva's between Maria and Frederick.
I won't let you use such dirty tricks.
I'm sure he really is a pirate, but like Rozzy's like, what? No, they're just my private army. They're not pirates. Weird. I don't know why you'd say that.
Ugh, cheeky brat.
Wow. Silva was so fast I didn't even see him move. And now he's sexy, isn't he? Frederick then unleashes a frenzied swing, but Silva parries it with composed ease. His eye shimmers like a violet spark.
In that case...
Huh? Preoccupied with Silva and Frederick's duel, I didn't notice Ryle coming at me with a knife, but someone else comes between us. Rosie.
Katarina!
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Listen, it's non-magic users here, okay? But like, Ryle, did you really think that you stood a chance against my Rosie boy? No, I don't think so. GTFO, buddy. I'm sorry. I had your back, Ryle, with Lilian and everything, and I was like, it's okay, it's fine, you were misguided, and we'll forget. But this? No! You crossed the line, buddy! Now, no forgiveness now! God damn, why are all the people we normally like such twats in this route? Like, Ryle, how dare you? Keith, if you judge me one more fucking time, I'm punting you off the boat. I love Keith, but it's Rosie who stands before me. Of course it is. He deflects Ryle's knife with a single strike and then brings him down with a swift kick. I mean, also, it could have been anybody, and Rosie would have fought like hell because he loves us, and I love it so much.
You, men, capture him! Yes, sir!
The pirates, I mean the Lindgren private troops, quickly tie up the unconscious Ryle with a rope.
Lord Rosian, we're always telling you to let us deal with these things.
You think his private troops were always like pirates all the time? Like, I'm wondering if they're not really pirates, because you're like, but aren't they always going after the merchant ships and shit? But they're always going after set ships. So they're probably always going after him because he's doing shady shit.
So Rosie's got his, like, and they're always like, oh, it's a pirate must have attacked us, instead of being like, no, it was the goddamn loyalist because I'm a shady bastard. You know what I mean?
So the whole quote-unquote pirates out there, like, raiding ships is literally just, like, the king's loyalists are basically Rosie and his men, like, trying to take down fucking Set's shady dealings on the side. So it's just become this whole, like, there's pirates out there, and it's like, they're not really. It's actually kind of funny.
Sorry. I couldn't help myself when I saw that Katarina was in danger, and I felt that I had to be the one to end this. You're next, Premier.
Oh, he's so hot when he's angry with his hair. God.
Damn you, always interfering!
Rosie standing between us, Set grits his teeth. His face is filled with bitterness.
It was odd so many of my merchant ships were being targeted by pirates. It was all of your doing!
Yeah.
Damn you, Lindgren! Because of you,
Set pulls a gun from his pocket, pointing it directly at Rosie. Rosie, watch out! Oh, someone's got magic. Rosie's going to get shot. The moment I realized that, I released my magic. Oh, it's us. I was like, someone's using magic! And I'm like, because I'm like, it wouldn't have been us. We're like, boop, a little earth. Hey, you know what? Earth bump comes in handy. Arise, Earth bump! I mean, listen, all it takes is just a little stumble. That's unbalanced by the bump, and his shot flies past Rosie and into the sand. Good for us. We saved our man with our really bad magic. Thank goodness.
You wench! With your pathetic excuse for magic, you dare interfere with me!
Huh? Ted stands up, still shaking, and points his gun at me. This is how I meet my doom end.
I won't allow it. Katarina, are you alright?
Did he literally deflect a bullet with a sword? Because, like, you need to stop getting hotter. I cautiously open the eyes I squinted shut and find Rosie standing with his back to me. Yes?
Well, thank goodness. Now, please don't jump in over your head like that. It was certainly unbecoming the way I lost to Frederick, but I'm not so weak as to lose to the Premier. Trust me on this.
Rosie smiles gently at me before turning to Set, expression stern and sword drawn.
You know well, of course, that the House of Lindgren serves as the king's bulwark by pen and sword alike.
Bulwark by pen and sword alike, wow.
Premier, submit yourself.
Rosie takes a step forward, closing the distance.
Gah!
Rousey's sword swiftly flashes by Set's arm, causing blood to gush from the wound. Though not quite as skillful as Silva's, Rousey's swordmanship is plenty graceful. I mean, he's a duke. But despite the wound, Set maintains his grip on the gun. Taking a few shaky steps back, again he puts his finger on the trigger. His aim, of course, is on Rousey.
Beautiful CG! You people are always the same. You steal my precious things and always interfere!
In desperation, Set pulls the trigger. Rousey deftly sidesteps and the bullet once more disappears into the sand. Look at his goddamn beauty. Listen, if I didn't love Rousey from the beginning, there was no way in hell you couldn't fall hard and fast for this motherfucker as this route went on. I don't know how. I don't know how you didn't fall for him the second he fucking showed up, okay? Like, seriously? We're like, yeah, no, I'm into this. But then every time he shows up, he just gets more adorable, especially in his route. Once you started that, there was no way you were not going to fall for him. There's just no way. I don't know how you would not. Okay, I don't know. And he just gets more and more adorable. And then if you hadn't fallen for him by the time we get here, how are you not swooning? Thank God I'm sitting in a big comfy chair, because otherwise I need a fainting couch, okay? It's like my corset laces are too tight because I'm about to swoon. Like, I need a couch to faint on. I can't handle it. I can't handle this man. I'm gonna need a cold drink after this, okay? Jesus. Ugh.
Gah!
Rousey's sword grazes Set's body again, yet he still refuses to let go of the gun. We're like way over time, but it's fine. His bloodshot eyes are wide open. Well, not way over, but...
The king as well! All I've done for him, and yet he would rely upon the house of Lindgren.
He continues to fire as he shouts, yet Rousey doesn't so much as flinch, continuing to close the distance.
That's because you've gone astray. It's time to admit that. I've done nothing wrong, so why? Fame, Eliza, the king's trust, all of it taken from me by Roberto and the Lindgrens. Then I'll make it mine before anyone can steal it away. What's wrong with that? How am I wrong? It was never the inventors who've moved this nation. It was the politicians. Yet all of you are always so... I've given everything for this nation. Damn you all.
You think he's mad? Well, I don't know why he said we look like someone, but whatever. I hope it's not we look like Rousey's mom, because that's weird. Because then I'm like wondering, like... Because who's Roberto and who's Eliza? Eliza's obviously a woman he loved. Those are not our parents' names. So, ours Luigi and fucking whatever our goddamn mother's name was. That was weird as shit. It wasn't Eliza, though. So, you'd think then maybe he's pissed off at, like, Roberto and the Lindgrens, like, I'm wondering. But then it's like, so did your dad steal away the woman he loved? And that's why he's mad? But then why would he say it seemed like I look like her? Because then that's creepy and weird. You know what I mean? I don't want to look like Rousey's mom, because that makes it uncomfortable. Anyway.
You gave everything for this nation. The moment you sought something in return, you were only doing it for yourself. That's why you no longer reside in their hearts. Yet, you may never understand it.
Rousey's words are almost whispered. Set's gun is out of bullets. Not a single one found their mark. Got to stay on Rousey's beautiful... Oh, God, but his sprite is so beautiful.
Damn you!
Rousey knocks the gun from Set's hand and points the tip of the sword at his throat.
Well, this is the end. Premier Set Norden.
The sword at his throat, a sweat? A sweat can be seen visibly dripping down Set's forehead. Sweat, not a sweat. A sweat bead, a bead of sweat, but not a sweat. But you get it. Soon he drops his arms as though losing the will to fight.
Then, tie up the Premier. Yes, sir! You...
At Rousey's command, the private army soldiers make to immobilize Set. I read that was so weird, but... Goodness, Rousey doesn't seem hurt. Now can we go kiss him? That moment of relief is pierced by a cacophonous roar.
Your Excellency! Unhand him!
Frederick is turned this way and looks about to lunge at us, but...
Hey! Stay focused! I'm your opponent. Or, well, I was.
Now Silva gets a moment.
What?
In the moment Frederick's distracted by Set, Silva easily knocks him to the ground. One moment I think Frederick has jumped. The next I find him tied up on the ground.
You scum! How dare you!
And this is the end for your sorry lot. Apologies, but it's time to say goodnight.
Silva strikes him with a chomping motion, and Frederick goes limp where he lies. And in the blink of an eye, Frederick, Set, and Ryle are all secured by the soldiers.
Take him back to the ship.
Yes, sir!
Rosie and Lindgren, don't think this will end with my capture.
Okay, but now we have to stop, guys. What was taken? This is a memory scenario. I'm gonna stop here. We're like 11 minutes over, and it's not stopping, and we have a memory scenario. So even though the memory scenario is popping up in the middle of the scene, I'm gonna stop here because I don't have 2 hours to record. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's gonna go on for another 5 or 10 minutes at least. So we'll start with the memory scenario next time. So I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.